hybridGEOTABS is a concept that has been developed into a Horizon 2020 project, funded by the European Commission. hybridGEOTABS is a building system integrating geothermal heating and cooling with tabs, along with other energy sources, and importantly, integrating Model Predictive Control, or MPC. Tabs are fluid-filled pipes for heating and cooling and are added in ceilings, floors and walls during construction. Heat is exchanged between building and ground via a heat pump. For all these systems to work optimally together, there needs to be a control system, which is where the MPC comes into play. The hybrid system includes secondary renewable energy sources such as solar, biomass and wind.
The MPC is needed because you have then two systems next to each other that need to collaborate in the right way. If they counteract, you're going to use more energy. In one word, it's a sustainable energy system for buildings.
We spend 90% of our time indoor, so the indoor environment is so important for our comfort and our productivity. But we have to deliver this indoor environment with as low an energy use as we can, and also trying to use renewable energy sources. And that system here is in fact doing that.
With the project, what we're aiming at is really decarbonizing the heating and cooling systems in buildings. We're trying to boost the industry and provide all the different engineers who are working in this business with some simple, straightforward tools that they can use directly at the beginning of a project.
The toolkit then allows designers to really harness all the advantages of the different components in the system already early in the design stage, because they, using the toolkit that we provide, they can anticipate the ulterior performance level of the building.
We have been working a long time on this, first by simulations of course and a virtual environment, and now this project allows to test it in real buildings, and then having the observation that it works well is of course very exciting.
5 buildings have been selected as hybridGEOTABS case studies, demonstrating the hybridGEOTABS MPC concept. They consist of a care home for the elderly, an elementary school, a multi-family apartment complex, and 2 office buildings.
We actually got this project purely out of the attractiveness of the concept. It took a lot of time to communicate with the building owner, so he understood, okay, how does this really work?
What's quite exciting about this MPC is it's a white box MPC. So in this case, we use all the information of the as-built file. So we know the exact geometry of the building, we know what is in the building, which type of insulation, which type of glazing, how much windows, how much ventilation. Looking at the weather forecast, we capture all this information into a model, and that model is then a detailed model which is able to predict what the building needs. So it's a dynamic simulation using very detailed equations. MPC is running since the end of May, and so far we are saving about 25% of energy use on the total electricity used by the building, while we actually improve the comfort.
Ter Potterie is one of the demonstration buildings we're looking at in this hybridGEOTABS project, and it's special in the sense that up to now we have been looking mainly in office buildings, and this is an elderly care home which has other priorities, I would say.
Elderly care homes have very constant comfort expectations, and that corresponds pretty well with a hybridGEOTABS system.
With this system, when we ask heat, the system will say, okay, you want to heat now, but in half an hour you will have an internal heat gain, so don't do it. Wait a little bit and it will come just like that. So it's a very good system. It's not only cheaper, but it's also giving us more comfort. People are more pleased.
hybridGEOTABS type of system can easily be used in an all-electric solution. It can be driven completely by renewable electricity. For example, for renewables here in Ter Potterie, there's solar cells included in the roof that can be used for driving the heat pumps.
This building is the result of architectural competition, and I really appreciate not only the design of this building but also the energetical technology of this building, because of really very friendly attitude to environment and also to the life of children who are in this building.
Here the primary system is the heat pump, which produces heat and cold to the tap system. The secondary system here is the ventilation system. It ensures the indoor air quality.
The thermal comfort and air quality in the building is evaluated 4 times a year by conducting questionnaires with the children. Using a simple tablet application, the children are asked a variety of questions regarding their comfort levels. The results are then evaluated and the feedback used to make modifications to the controller. So far, it has indicated that the MPC, which has been running in addition to the existing system, has created more savings and better comfort.
The people took notice that something changed in the system, and especially if you compare this summer and last summer, there was quite a positive feedback from the school that the indoor environment was much more comfortable.
I must say that we are really very satisfied with this energetical management, and in first 2 years we must solve problems, but now it's really perfect. Not only in the winter days, but also in summer.
Solarwind is a showcase of innovation. Besides the GEOTABS concept, the secondary systems consist of urban wind turbines, solar photovoltaics, and a biomass wood pellet boiler for hot water production. It also features a green wall facade and green roof, as well as rainwater harvesting for adiabatic cooling and toilet flushing.
Using heat pumps and geothermal energy is a good idea, because we can work with a low temperature and less energy, less electricity consumption.
Data is gathered using sensors, and every 45 days the information is sent to the Technical University in Denmark. The results will be evaluated and the feedback used to create a profile of the building to inform the MPC strategy.
Why should hybridGEOTABS be used? Well, for me, it's a concept which is sustainable in all aspects. It's not only about energy efficiency, using renewable energy sources, reducing greenhouse gas emissions, but also social aspects. Also ecological aspects. You have no chimney, no pollution.
The main strong point is the liberty of space. You have nothing here. This enables you to choose a layout. The biggest investments are embedded in the ground and the concrete, and they don't need any cleaning. Another issue is that you have a liberty towards the grid. If prices would be varying, you can ask the MPC to look at activating the building at the moments where the energy delivered from the electricity grid is as clean and as cheap as possible. So it combines an ecological target with a financial target. And I think that is quite unique.